Hello everybody, it's me, TONIK TZW, and I really do hope that you have your seat belts fastened and your tray tables are stowed away and your hand baggage is secured in the overhead lockers, because you are in for one hell of a ride with this video, as you can see from the splash screen. Chin Laden and I are out doing our premium weeklies, and we got up to tier 4 and I decided to take out the Julio Cesaria. The map we got was Solomon Islands. You can see that there are a couple of divisions on each side, and we down tiered to 3-4 otherwise. Could this have still been a Kraken game? Quite possibly. Could it have been a record-breaking game? Yes, I think it could have, at least for damage. Um, but I was in no way expecting this. And you're probably thinking that, well, with a new Italian dispersion commander, it's a lot better playing the Italian battleships at the moment. But let me tell you, as I reach for my notepad, I'd actually forgotten to switch across to the new Italian captain on this. So I'm running De Revel with Hipper for secondaries and Cunningham for, I think it's shell grouping. And had I known that at any point during this game, I might have panicked a little bit. But let's get into it and see what we can do. There are two destroyers on each team. Our destroyer initially starts heading for a C cap and then changes his mind and starts heading for A. He's a class horn, so he doesn't have smoke. He has got low yield torpedoes. But as we push forward with 3 battleships, we get spotted, and we are kind of expecting torpedoes to be coming across our front. We ask the destroyer for some help, but he decides he's still going to head for A cap. Now, we're trying to get locked onto target here. We're looking at who's the best shot. We see the Karlsruhe broadside, and we put all 4 turrets out onto that guy. And yeah, he's going to survive all of 1 minute and 20 seconds of this game as he goes out for a triple citadel dev strike, first blood, and first kill of what is turning into, or what will turn into, an absolutely monumental game for me. And yeah, to say it's a Kraken match is an absolute understatement. It does get funny a little bit later on with Chin and I trying to seal the deal on this one. But for now, we're pushing it against this cap. We're looking at who's the best recipient for our next salvo of shells. We know there is a destroyer there on that cap in the smoke screen, and we decide that we are just going to push in and try and get him. Now, I'm expecting either of these ships to turn an angle, so we get the shots across to the South Carolina. As we see him turning back out, we get a reasonable hit on him, but nothing massive. So we switch the guns across to the right-hand side of the ship, and we're going to continue pushing. Because with 3 battleships, with 3 sets of secondaries, we are quite certain that we can get rid of this destroyer. And there he is. It's a V170. We hit our secondary booster. We've got 2 front turrets loaded. It's only AP, but we do get a shot onto him. The other blue team battleship is pushing in from the side. I think he took a torp or 2, but the DD is now panicking and trying to get around while he waits for the torpedo reload. I am trying to keep my secondaries bearing on him, but well aware that I am broadside to the Wyoming and the South Carolina. The South Carolina more so. So let's get 2 turrets on him as we wait for the 2 back ones to come round, and we slap another shot through his citadel as we're waiting for the turrets to come round for the Wyoming. We get a good hit on him. The Congo picks up the destroyer with his secondaries, and I was kind of hoping for that one myself, the way my secondaries were going. But we're back onto the Wyoming, and RNG is going to desert us for a little while. We do get a decent hit on there. We're thinking we can finish him with the next set of turrets. We've got 5 seconds. Secondaries are still on the pop, but I think he's damage saturated because we don't do a great deal to him then. He is burning, he's running, he's looking this direction. We are waiting for these turrets to come up on load again. Chin is trying to get away from him, so angled away from him. We get 2 turrets on. Again, RNG deserts us completely. So I decide I'm going to lift a little bit, go for a superstructure, aim a little bit higher, and that is kill number 3. So we are literally less than 4.5 minutes into this game. Red team have lost 5 ships to our 3. They have lost both destroyers, a cruiser and 2 battleships, and we have lost a destroyer, a cruiser and a battleship. Now Chin, having angled out, overruns the cap. But even though we're doing very well in this game, domination is about securing the capture points. And so I slam the brakes on as I turn back into the cap, and I'm praying to the gods of RNG that I do not roll out of this cap before we turn it. The Derflinger is out there, the new tier 4 German battleship / battle cruiser, but he is just beyond the limit of range of my guns. Chin, on the other hand, has got him in range and is able to get a couple of shots out at him. But we're creeping ever so slowly to a stop, and I think we must have been right on the margin of the capture point there. But we managed to save it. Chin gets in, and we get the cap turned for ourselves. Now our destroyer is out there. He successfully took a cap. He is the one that's spotting those ships for us. There is a battleship way out on the right side of the minimap. But with 4 ships across there, I think there's 3 battleships and a cruiser. He's going to get a little bit gangbanged, and it's not going to end well for him. But hopefully he can get some damage on the remaining reds and at least make life a little bit easier for us when we push across there. The destroyer decides that as we've now got this cap over here, that he's going to push out and I think go for some torpedo damage. But unfortunately he is going to overcommit, which is unfortunate when your destroyer doesn't have any smoke. But we are pushing across as fast as we can. We've locked our guns to the left and they are slowly turning ready to engage red team. We see the furry taco out there, and Chin calls that he has run into an island, or he's about to run into an island. And so Giulio Caesarea, being a nice, relatively fast battleship, we're pushing out there, and we want to try and clean this up as quickly as we possibly can. Our DD, I think, learns the hard way against pushing on the furry taco. But I noticed from his smokestacks that where he was backing up, he is now starting to move forward. So we get 2 turrets on him, and just to see where those shells land, and then put the second salvo out, we get a citadel hit on him. But he picks up speed a little bit too quickly. We fired those before we rounded the corner, so he didn't actually detect us. Chin is coming up behind me, bringing up the rear, and I'm like, I've got 5 seconds and I should be on this guy. We lose the destroyer because I think he tries to get a little bit greedy and take that furry taco out himself with his guns, but pays the price. But having run into the island a second time, we drop another shell through his citadel and take him out of the game. It is now down to Chin and I. We have, let's have a quick look at the screen. What have we got? We've got about 7 minutes left in the game. It's 3 versus 2. We are still relatively healthy. And so we decide, excuse my sniffing there, that we are going to push in to hold this cap. Red team are still at a disadvantage in points because we did secure centre cap and C cap quite early on. So that has given us the advantage. The Texas there is turning to get all his guns on, and I'm going to get all my guns on him. You'll notice me playing with the throttle, watching for them firing. We pick up a high caliber with 85,000 damage. I'm very aware that I'm broadside to the Derflinger. The Texas has decided he doesn't want to show me too much skirt and turns into me. So now Chin and I have got the decision to make of, do we sit here and wait for them to come to us, or do we push out and try and catch them on the opposite side? And we make the decision that we're going to sit on the cap, because if we sail out of the cap, then they can sail in and turn it and potentially give themselves an advantage. Chin's spotter plane drops, and with that we lose sight of the two battleships. There is still one more ship out there somewhere. He was last spotted way down there in the southeast corner of the minimap, but since then he hasn't been sighted, and so we're a little bit wary that we might get squeezed in a pincer movement. We hit the brakes and we start slowly backing up. Guns are trained on the corner of the island. We are going to turn our rudder to try and stay a little bit angled to that corner, and things are going to get very frantic here. We are on 4 kills now. I'm still looking just in case anything comes around to our front, because it's going to be a straight run. We get the alert that red team have sailed onto the cap. We're just about to load on the dirt flinger when the Texas comes round the corner as well. I get clattered, but we clatter him with a citadel as well. The secondaries are going on the dirt flinger. Chin absolutely slaps him through the face, and we get our engines into full speed forward. We let the secondaries play with the Derflinger. We are keeping our guns on the Texas, but I do get absolutely chunked for health here by the Derflinger, but I get my guns onto the Texas. We take him with a triple citadel devastating strike. It drops us the Kraken unleashed, and now the panic sets in. I am certain that he is going to try for the ram. I am trying to turn out and avoid Chin. We are literally scraping paint from each other, and I've got a gun knocked out by the Derflinger. We're trying to get away from him as quick as we can. I've got one turret on the rear I can't repair. I'm burning. I've got a turret out. It's 10 seconds before it loads, and so we start a hard turn to the right. And the risk here is that we're going to do a 180 and turn straight into that island in front of us. It is absolutely crazy with the secondaries popping. There is no doubt that Will to Rebuild is having some influence on the outcome of this battle, because Chin and I are most certainly within range. But we take that guy down for a 6-pack. I'm burning. Still, I'm trying to turn my ship. I hit my repair party to just give me this few extra hit points while I wait for the damage control to run down. As that runs out, I pop that, stop the burn, bring the turrets round onto the New York. 2 turrets off the front, bang. That is a 7-pack and a dreadnought to finish the game with as well. With battleships, the gameplay is generally slow. It started off extremely well for that one. 154,000 damage, 7 kills, 10 citadel hits, Kraken Unleashed, Confederate, Dreadnought, First Blood, 2 dev strikes, and a high caliber. The secondaries were absolutely rattling off there with 119 target hits. So moving on to the team results screen. I will apologise to that Karlsruhe for taking him out of the game. He scored less points than the number of seconds he was in the game. We finish with just under 3,000 base XP. Chin finishes on 1,500. Without a doubt, we carried that game. We could have turned and run. Instead, we took the battle to Red Team and came out with one of the most intense finales of a battle that I have had in a long time. So, to end it there, I really do hope that you've enjoyed watching this one. Please do hit the like button, leave me a comment, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button and you'll get notifications for when I upload new content or for when we go live on live stream. So until next time, please do look after yourselves, take care, and goodbye.